I've played through Codevein, of course, that may be interested in Codevein 2, the game which I thought that would never be made or released. But I was only proven wrong. And I was actually gifted the game, so here are my first impressions of it. You have a lot of options with customization, which is kind of nice. The combat loop, yeah, it's fine, kill stuff. But saying that, combat has sort of changed. In the first game, you have something called blood veils, which is your cloak which you wear, which gives you a special type, either that's blades or claws, and you can either use a parry or a charge attack to do damage on people, and if you light attack as a backstab or parry break, you get to do a cool move. But with Codevein 2, I noticed you have to do a light attack on the back first, and press the blood veil attack to actually do a special move, which is a bit odd, especially compared to the first game. And blood veils are not even a thing. It's not called a jail. Actually, that's another thing. All weapons in the first Codevein game, you can do a block. But this one, blocking and parrying is the same thing. Because in the first one, you block with your weapon and you parry with your blood veil. And this one, you parry with a shield and block with a shield. Combat is not exactly the same as it was in the first game. I would have imagined they would expand upon the concept instead of making a new system. And that's when it comes into blood codes. I noticed with blood codes, they act the same like great runes in a sense in Elden Ring, where they give you buffs in specific areas. The blood code you start off with is pretty much the default stats, and you upgrade it by killing stuff, which is the same as in the first Codevein. The difference is you get skills by upgrading your blood code. You don't get skills, I've noticed so far. You get skills by, well, unlocking it or buying it. Another change is with ranged weapons. You used Inca to use your ranged weapon in Codevein. Now you can actually buy bullets. So if you have enough haze, you could just buy tons of bullets and just stand there and keep shooting. Well, in the first game, it sort of forces you, if you want more Inca to shoot your rifle, you need to actually attack something. Of course, you can now jump in the second game. I do find that sprinting is actually rather slow. You don't actually sprint that fast in this game. And health is a bit weird as well. It's essentially like split in half like this shield. I'm using shield in quotations. And the actual health. But when you use a regeneration, the whole bar gets filled, so you might as well just consider it as your full health bar. And another thing with blood codes, I noticed with Blue's blood code that you need to upgrade it to one level, but you need to go back to her in order to get the next level. It doesn't become upgraded, it just lets you unlock to the next level, which you have to assign on permanently. I find it a bit weird. Wouldn't you have that system done through your inventory, or the blood code automatically levels up over time? I would have thought that would have been the case. But no, you have to go to and fro to upgrade it. Seems a bit tedious. My biggest gripe I had with Codevein 2 is some of the character designs, like Noah and Valentia. What the hell is those necks? They're like these weird ostrich people, and their arms look like just hang off their body like it's not supposed to be there. What's with the character design? When you look at the normal NPCs, they look fine. They have the correct body proportions. But these two companions you can get, it's like, what the hell? What is this? What is this abomination? How on earth was this approved? Who the hell was the designer of this? It looks so weird. I don't even want to use them because it looks so uncanny and weird compared to everything else, even to your own character. Another thing is, you can't actually pick your own class. In Codevein 1, you can pick between a fighter, a range, or a magic user. But you don't have that option in Codevein 2. If you want new equipment or play a certain style of class, you're gonna have to either buy it or find it. You can't already pick what you want to start off with and build upon it. So the game actually gives you limitations what sort of early game build you can have. Now I move on to the story. It won't actually spoil anything, this is just what happens at the beginning of the game. In Codevein 2, you have to pretty much save the heroes, do orders which have been sealed away. Well, they all chose to be sealed away to keep the great evil from escaping. And of course, you have to go around and save these heroes, which is very reminiscent of the first game. Because there's all these characters sealed away with pieces of the queen to keep the queen contained and prevent the queen from reforming herself. It's pretty much the same idea. People sealed away to keep the great evil at bay, and your job is to save them. It's essentially the plot, the main plot of Codevein 2 is the same as Codevein 1, but the only difference is it's time travel. Within like in 5 to 10 minutes of the game, you're going back in time because why not? You know, the present is already miserable. You can't do anything. You have to go to the back to the past to save everything. At that point, why do you even bother going back? I don't know. Why even bother going back in the past? You don't really need to spend that much time in the present at the beginning of the game. So it doesn't really mean anything to you. So yes, the story is just the same. Well, the same concept as the first game. Of course, they're all different characters, but still, it's pretty much the same concept. But another disappointing thing about Codevein 2, there isn't any co-op. How could you release a Dark Souls, or in this case, an Elden Ring-like game without co-op? The first game had co-op. Sure, it had its problems, but it still had it. I played Codevein 3 times with Suki, and it pretty much worked. But no co-op for Codevein 2. Not allowed to have that. Playing with a friend? Oh, no. Not in this game. What, you saying it's a Codevein game? Nah, it's not. Can't do that. But yeah, it's pretty much my first impressions of this game. Combat seems fine. I like the customization. The character designs are well, some of them are very questionable. Don't know why they were even approved to be made and put in the game. Yeah, it's an okay game. It's not amazing. Is it a true successor of Codevein? Not really, because the core combat is different and does not continue with the line or plot of the first game. You're in a totally different location. So yeah, it's an okay game.